So last week I posted a video about me moving to LA, and a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you went through that, or oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me you went through that, or whatnot. And honestly, that was one of those things I just had to go through by myself. You know, like I didn't feel like anyone could save me from this situation or what I was doing. I feel like that was just something I had to go through. And to be honest, my life has been my life has turned a 180 since then. I am happy, like not just I'm happy just to say I'm happy, like I am really happy. And I have been through a lot here, but there is a beauty in the struggle that only certain people will understand. But today we're going to be talking about moving to LA, and I'm going to help a lot of you guys out when it comes to moving in LA and deciding if you want to move to LA. First, before you move to LA, you need to decide if you're in it for the long run or if you're in it because you think that you're going to be discovered, or as they say, an overnight celebrity. If you think you're going to be a celebrity overnight, please don't come. Just don't come. Don't waste your time, because that's not going to happen. Living in LA is one of those things where it's a lifestyle. Like, a lot of people won't understand what I mean by that unless you live here, but it's a lifestyle where you come here and you build, you create bonds and relationships with people, and you grow. It's not a place you come to obtain fame overnight. Like, it's not gonna happen that way. And it gets so annoying because, like, a lot of people be asking me about that shit. Like, oh, so how do you become famous? Everyone has their own journey. You know, everyone is going to go on their own journey. There is no specific way to success. You're out here doing what works for you. But like I said, first things first, if you think you're going to be a celebrity overnight, don't come. If you are the type to try something once and to give up, don't come. Because there's a lot of no's out here. You're gonna get a lot of no's. You're gonna get a lot of you have to have tough skin, is basically what I'm saying. If you don't have tough skin, this is not the industry for you, because it is very cutthroat out here. Like, someone will literally tell you you're ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone will literally tell you you're fat or you're too skinny, or they don't care. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where if you don't have tough skin, it's not gonna work out for you. Second is money. We obviously know that I ain't come up here with money, but if I were to give you advice moving out here, it would be to save as much as you can, because it is so costly out here. Like, oh my gosh, like everything costs. Like, you know what, honestly, the housing is very expensive. Like, you will pay to live in a studio. And when I say studio, I don't mean luxurious studio. I mean basic. Like, it was probably built in the 1900s. You're going to pay freaking at least $1,200 for that one basic studio with old appliances, beat up floors, like some old stuff. You're gonna pay at least $1,200 to live there, and that's not even including utilities. So that's just to give you a basic of how rent is out here. Like, obviously I can't pinpoint every neighborhood. It depends. It's more in other neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? So definitely keep that in mind, deciding if you're gonna get a roommate or you're gonna stick it out by yourself or whatever. I made a list to make sure I didn't forget nothing. You have to be a hustler. Like, when you move out here, even, like, I don't care if you have all the money in the world when you move out here, you still have to be a hustler, as far as being able to go to auditions, being able to network, being able to juggle a job at the same time, and sometimes your job might not be enough, depending on, what you're doing. It might not be bringing enough income. So, shoot, I've done it all. I've done hair while I was out here. Shoot, I've done it all. You know what I'm saying? To survive, like, you have to be able to be a hustler. You need to be able to just be able to pick up things to help you stay afloat, because like I said, money, you're gonna need money to be out here. Everything costs money. Like headshots, you need headshots, money. What else do you need? You may need acting classes, that's money. You might need modeling classes, that's money again. If you're a singer or a dancer, you're gonna need to pay for studio time or dance classes. That's money. Like, there's so many events that happen out here. You're gonna have to learn how to bargain and make ends meet. Like, things that you don't already know how to do, you're gonna have to learn how to do before you get out here, because it's a lot. Like, it's really like, for me, when I first moved out here, I didn't have shit. Let's just be real. Like, I didn't have nothing. Like, so I basically started from the bottom, and honestly, this is how I feel it works. Like, I feel like it could work. Like, this is how it works for everyone. You kind of enter one situation, and then it turns into another situation. Like, I remember I had this photographer, and honestly, he wasn't even all, like, his work wasn't all that, to be honest. But he was the first photographer I met when I got out here. So, like, I was, like, giving this photographer all my damn money for these basic behind pictures. And I look back at them today, and I'm like, ugh, I roll my eyes. But, I mean, it's a learning experience, But I remember that being a model for him, I ended up meeting the makeup artist that was doing my makeup. And from her, she would, like, she did my makeup a couple times for, my photo shoots with him, but I ended up linking up with her on the side, and I ended up doing projects with her, like, better work than he was doing. Like, I ended up linking up with her, and then that turned into something, all situations, not all situations, don't want to say that, but a lot of situations, that's how you network. That's how things happen in LA. One thing turns into another, When I first moved out here, I used to fall for all the networking tricks and whatnot. Not fall for them where, things went bad, but fall for them, like, as far as when people were like, oh, so give me your contact, and we can hook up, or we can get together and work on something. Most likely, most of the times when I gave my contact, it would be like, what you doing? Like, at 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be something just to get my number. Or sometimes people just like to look good. Like, if I go to a red carpet event, like, a guy will come up to me and be like, oh, I do this and this and this. But they only doing that just so they look good around other people, and they look like they got stuff going on for themselves. And really, they're just wasting your time. And most of the times, I would say, when you're networking, you're wasting your time. Most of the time, just from my experience. Be careful with that networking shit. Like, just because somebody tell you you're beautiful, like, and that's another thing. Know your worth before you come out here. Know what you would do and what you won't do. And that's one thing I wrote a list of things that I won't do, because honestly, when you get out here, it gets kind of tricky, because people start throwing things in your face or throwing opportunities in your face. You have to know when to draw the line, because a lot of guys come out here and say, oh, hey, beautiful, or are you so beautiful? And then, if you're insecure or you don't know your worth and someone's calling you beautiful, you're easily, like, you can easily find yourself in a situation that you never thought you would be in. So make sure your self-esteem is up to par. And like I said, with the networking, make sure you know people's intentions, or make sure you try to figure out their intentions, because like I said, a lot of people will just get your information just because they want to holla at you. A lot of people are not really out here to do business. They're out here to try to sleep with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even had a manager like that. Like you have to constantly watch your back. Like, it's so annoying at sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm just like, why am I here? Like, not why am I here, but like, it gets really annoying when you think you caught a connection with somebody, and you think that, you know, okay, y'all serious and y'all about to work on something or collab on something, and then they ruin it with that, oh, what's up? Like, I had a manager or some guy that wanted to manage me, and he had a nice resume until this man messaged me. Like, he FaceTimed me at, like, I would say 8 p.m. or something, and I answered, and this dude is like in his dang on, like, he has no shirt on, he's in his boxers. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, oh my God, like, nobody's professional out here. Friends. 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 I cannot stress this enough. Friends, like, I have so much to say about friends. I don't even know where to start. Honestly, I'm going to start off with no friends. You have to, if you're one of those people that just have to be around people to, you know, I know there's a lot of, I'm a loner, but I know that there's a lot of people that like to have friends and like to not feel alone. But honestly, a lot of this, a lot of the journey in being in LA, you're going to be alone, you know? And I know that sounds really bad, but it's true. Like, you know, it's one of those journeys where it only makes sense to have some time alone, because, you know, if you're studying any type of art where it's modeling, singing, dancing, or something like that, you need to be isolated in some certain areas, because that's how you perfect, you know, yourself. You have to watch out who you are friends with. A lot of people here, it's a competition. Like, I know it's competitions everywhere, you know, where anywhere you live there's going to be competition, but up here it's different, because there are people that are willing to step over you. There are people that are in secret competition with you. Like, I remember when I first moved out here, I walked up to a girl and I was like, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful. And she was like, she looked at me like, shit, I know. And I was like, dang, like, I was not expecting that. Like, I came up to her with so much energy too, like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. And she was just like, and at that point I was like, okay, like, all right, I'm kind of getting the vibe of, you know, a lot of girls, like, they will look at you like, because I guess it's one of those things where everybody feel like they're in competition. Like, anywhere you go, like, if you go to anything like a music video, everybody, like, I've done a couple of music videos, everyone's looking at you like either they're trying to be the lead, or either they're trying to go home with one of the stars, or one of the rappers, or whatever the case is. It's like they feel like they need to compete. Like, it's really cutthroat out here. Honestly, if you're one of those type of people that feel like you need friends, like, you might need to chill, because, like, honestly, let it come naturally. I would not force any friendships out here, because honestly, a lot of people are not here for you. A lot of people are here for themselves, and they will step over you to get where they need to be. So I would definitely watch out for that. You can't call everybody your friend out here. Like, everybody ain't down for you, and people are not going to tell you anything. That's another thing. People are not going to tell you anything about being in LA. People feel like if they tell you something, you know, they're going to ruin it for themselves, or they're not, it's going to take away from them. And a lot of people just not going to tell you shit, because they don't want you to have information that they have, you know. So that's another thing. You have to go, when you're here, you have to literally find something out and then just take, like, you know, okay, take that. Okay, find a little bit, because you're only going to find a little bit of things out at a time. And you just got to take them and make them work for you. Like, finding out where people audition or how they're auditioning, where you audition at, how do you get into that. Like, a lot of people are just not going to tell you. Like, you might find somebody that's willing to tell you, but most people are not going to tell you. There's a lot of things I didn't find out until like a year later, and I was like, this place was up the road for me and I didn't even know it. Like, it blows your mind how much things you find out that you would not normally know. Before I really had like a good friend, like thinking about it now, I had been out here for at least 2 years. When I really thought I found a good friend, I was out here for a good 2 years. And I'm not saying that that's and I'm not saying that that's the case for everyone. I'm just saying, for me, I felt like it was a good 2 years. Just because I feel like the first 2 years I was out here, I was like hustling. Like, I wasn't stopping for friends or nothing. Like, I was legit going to work, going to a gig, going to work, going to a gig every day, like non-stop. So I really didn't have the time to even have a friend. Like, I would have people back home I would talk to, but at work I would talk to people. But as far as like friends, like, I really didn't have any. And honestly, I'm a natural loner, so it didn't bother me. Like, and one thing I would say is, having faith will get you far. I always knew that I would be great. And that's one of those things that you have to have when deciding to move to LA. You have to know that you're great. You know what I'm saying? You have to know that, you know, anything you want is possible. But you also have to understand that there's some struggle that comes with that. It's not going to come easy. Everything is not going to come easy. And there's going to be some trials that you have to go through to get to that point. And when you understand that, then things will get easier. I always knew that some shit was going to happen. Even when I was a messed up situation, I was like, it's cool, but something got to happen, because I'm not taking no for an answer. Like, I'm not going to be, I'm not about to lose. I can't lose. Like, I'm just that type of person. I can't lose. Like, I'm not going to lose. Like, I'm very stubborn. So every time I was in a situation, like, I pretty much got out of it. I turned, you know, a loss into a win, like, all the time. Like, I'm still turning L's to W's, you know. But that's just one of those mentalities that you have to have when you're out here. Yes, and I've been blessed. Like, I've had so many great opportunities out here. I've done things that I would have never thought in a million years I would do. Like, things that weren't even on my damn bucket list. Goals that I didn't even have, I achieved out here. So, like, this is definitely my home. Like, I fought for this to be my home, and this is definitely my home. Let me give you some quick pros about LA. You know, I've been, like, dogging LA out. It's beautiful out here. There's mountains. Beautiful mountains, beautiful sceneries. Everyone's out here free spirit. Like, everyone that's out here, mostly everyone has a free spirit. Like, you could legit do anything or wear anything you want, and like, you would not stand out. Like, I could go and put on some green hair and like some blue lipstick and walk down the street, and it's totally fine. Like, nobody's gonna look at you crazy. Like, nobody's gonna ask you what are you wearing. Like, it's just, you could be who you are. And I feel like that's the reason why a lot of gay people move out here, because you can really just be yourself. Like, and no one's gonna really like judge you for it. Like, no one's gonna be like picking on you or anything. So that's why I feel like a lot of people move out here. The beaches is warm weather. There's so much to do. Like, you could do things you would never do in your hometown. Like, it's really beautiful. Once you get yourself settled here, I think settling here and actually finding a place to stay and finding a job or whatever the case may be is the hardest part. And then from there, once you start settling in and find out who's for you, finding out your group of people, finding out, you know, what you like to do, or I feel like things get a lot better. So my advice for those who are thinking about moving to LA is to make sure you save some money. Don't be like me. Come out here with a clear head of knowing what you're getting into. Surround yourself with good people. And if you don't find any good people to surround yourself with, then be by your damn self, because all company is not good company. And you want to stay focused on what you came here for. Let me see. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Come out here to hustle. Don't come out here to play games. I've seen a lot of people come, and I've seen a lot of people go. And most of the people that say they're going to come back when they leave do not come back. You know, I've seen a lot of people go home, and it's because they came out here thinking it was one thing and it wasn't. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helped answer some of your questions about coming to LA. Hopefully this video helped you guys decide if you're gonna come to LA still, or if you changed your mind about LA. And either way, it's all good with me. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.